Let's talk about your golf grip today. One of the first things that you learn when you play golf is how to hold the club. Now, why do you hold the club in the way that you do? Why are you taught that? Basically, there's three different grips that we're told. One is an interlock grip where your fingers are interlaced like this, one is an overlap like this, and one's a 10 finger. You all know that already, but why were you taught the one that you were taught? Probably because the instructor that you worked with had that same grip. Now, understand this. Most great players, when they hit a bad shot, the right-handed great player hooks it to the left. Better players have problems hitting hooks. The players that are trying to break 90 and 100 have usually the problem of hitting fades and slices to the right. The grip of overlap and interlock was created by great players who were fighting the hook, and they had to find a way to take their right hand out of the swing. So they found out if they use less right hand, they hook it a lot less. Because with the interlock grip, the right hand is less of it is on the club, and the same thing with the overlap. Yet, the majority of people watching this are not hitting it to the left. You're frustrated because you're hitting your driver way right. Yet, you have a grip that you were taught that promotes it to go to the right. Why? Because you're taking one hand off. I am not telling everybody to switch your grip and go to an overlap grip. What I want you to understand is, just because you were told something to do in golf doesn't mean it's always the best for you. There's two different types of instruction. There's the instruction that is being taught to you but should be based on the better player, the one that shoots in the 70s and 60s. And one thing that they have is they have fantastic arm motion through the club, through the ball with the club, and sometimes it gets too fantastic and they hit it like this and it curves left. So they have to find a compensation to stop it. And the compensation that's been passed down from years upon years upon years is these grips. If you're not a hooker of the golf ball, you probably shouldn't have this. Now somebody say, well, Jack Nicklaus faded it and he had this grip. Well, Jack's been doing it since he was this big, and maybe that's why he had it, to take out his right hand. Most people that are watching this don't need to take out your right hand. You need to put your right hand into it so you get more power. Understanding how to play better golf often comes from understanding the knowledge of why we do the things that we do. And many of the things that we are taught in the golf swing are passed down from generation to generation, but they're based off of the better golfer, not the golfer trying to break 90. Sometimes the instruction for the golfer that's trying to break 90, 100 needs to be adapted so that you can see better hits and feel better hits. I'll give you an idea. In baseball, how many great hitters have an interlock or overlap grip? I'm sure there's some, but most of them have 10. Why? Because they're trying to hit the snot out of the ball and they have better control over the club to direct the bat to direct it. Just food for thought for you. This has been Mark Solomon, Golf Made Simple at the beautiful Indian Wells Resort. Back and better than ever. Looking forward to speaking to you next week.